Yo, wake up to Rodney part 2. Right, today I'm talking about how I keep seeing these videos about housing crisis. I'm telling you now, there is no housing crisis. I'm telling you now. Now, some people on the waiting list for a house might say there is a housing crisis, and I'm telling you there isn't. Because if you can afford a house, you can afford a house. Yeah, there is no housing crisis. The housing crisis is there's no affordable housing for people on low to no income. And there's a reason why there's no houses for people on low to no income. Why? Because it doesn't make any money. They don't make any money. So why lose 1 million houses from circulation that makes over £10 billion a year, yeah, and make houses that cost the country money, don't make the country money? That's my point. And when you talk to me, the reason why they are giving immigrant or well, you could call it immigrants, but give people from immigrants places to live is because it's insured and backed by some European thingy fund. That's why. Whereas your average British, English, Scottish, well, not Scottish, but British person isn't. So if you've just fallen out with your mum and dad pregnant and you're 17 and you want your own house and you can't get one and you're on the register, there's no insurance to cover you. There's no money to cover you. There's no European social fund. There's no fund to fund it. Yeah. Whereas if you're an immigrant, yeah, or sorry, an illegal immigrant, yeah, and you've got here somehow, and NATO rules, or was it World Human Rights? That's it. Human rights rules states that you need to be housed in some way. Yeah, there is a fund that covers that. There's an insurance that covers that. That's where that comes from. That's where. So there's the listen, and I've said it again and again, and I've said it 1,000 times. Yeah, if the government wanted to stop all these boats, they would have stopped them yesterday. They wouldn't even have a chance. Wouldn't even have a chance. The British Navy would just be there, boom, stopping them as they reach. So there is always a reason for everything. Never fall for the trap that you think that there's no reason for it, because there always is a reason, and that is the reason. Oh, little dove. Oh yeah, I'm pulling in here. Yeah, that's the reason. So, like I said, there is no housing crisis. It's just a reappropriation of resources. Now, so yes, you could say 20, 30 years ago, a 17-year-old pregnant girl who's fallen out with her mum and dad, yeah, could get a council house, yeah, or a family of 3, yeah, could get a council house. Those houses don't exist anymore. And yes, the government has promised to build those houses. I'm telling you now, those houses are going to go into circulation. They're going to go into circulation because why would you build a house, yeah, then give it to someone with no income, no education, yeah, and no life ambition, for example, when you could give that to a young professional, yeah, who within 2 or 3 years will turn that £150 house into a £225 house. It just doesn't make sense. So look at Birmingham. They're building biggest flats ever. Yeah, in the same time that businesses are going bankrupt, restaurants are closing, shops are closing, all this stuff's closing. Why? Because they want people to move from London up to Birmingham, then get the train from Birmingham. And then get the train to London. So live in Birmingham but work in London. Yeah, that's the goal. What the fuck is that? That's why they're building all these beautiful, swanky, one place and all of this. Just you only have to go to Birmingham and look. That money's not in Birmingham. That money's in London. But once the HS2 opens, boom, I can get to London quicker than I could get from Lichfield to Birmingham. I already know people who live in Lichfield and get the train to London from Lichfield, Trent Valley daily, because it takes an hour and 20 minutes to get to London. Yeah, so an hour and a half with one tube, you're at work. Yeah, providing there's no strikes, you're at work in London, but you live in Lichfield. You can't even do that from Surrey. Well, you can. Does this make sense? So, listen, the only time that they will be building social housing again is if there's a change in human rights law that says that people have to be housed. At the moment, there's no law. There's no law that says you have to be housed. Prick fix there, right? There's no law that says that you're 17 and pregnant, you want a house or you want somewhere to live. There's not enough bedrooms at your mum's house or dad's house or family house. Yeah. There's no law. There's just no law to say that you deserve a house. Now, there used to be, but councils are all to the brim, or they say they're to the brim. So the very next place that they can find you a house is, what's it called? Is a hotel, which is why the government have bought out all these hotels. Again, it's underwritten. It's not just, yes, it is taxpayers' money, but it's underwritten. So don't think of it as it's a human rights issue. Other than that, what you're going to have, massive, almost shanty towns, big tents in country fields of people living in tents. That's the alternative, and people don't want that. It's coming though, believe me, it's coming. But telling you now, if you're earning 40-50 grand a year as a couple, yeah, and you've made the right choices, you're gonna get on the property ladder. Yeah, that's it. Now, yes, there are some unscrupulous people who have taken complete advantage of the system and in fact destroyed the system, who have had 5, 6, 7 kids, and now the council are paying for that house. For me, that should stop. If you've chose to have how many kids and you can't afford them and you don't have a job, the council should take your house away. The council housing was the biggest mistake ever, because people used to take responsibility for their actions. That's why when people could buy their council house, they were in a position to do so. Does that make sense? Because they could take responsibility. People had a pride in their council houses. People were proud of owning them or buying them or living in them. Second thing, buying a house. It's the British dream to own your own house. Yeah. Yes, it's a good thing, don't get me wrong, but it's something that you don't need to. There's this big scam that own your own house because renting is dead money. How is renting dead money? Are you living there for free? So should you live there for free? Can't be dead money, can it? So what a ridiculous concept. Yeah, you spend money on food all the time and you eat. Is it wasted once you've eaten it? So any money you spend on food, is it wasted? Yeah. When you go and stay in a hotel, you stay there for a night, is it a wasted time in a hotel? Or did you pay for a service overnight? You're paying for a service, you're paying to live. Half of Europe don't own their own house. Yes, you can own your own house in Germany, but 40% of Germans don't own their own house, or whatever the percentage is. So, you know, it's a ridiculous concept. Now, it's a luxury because we've got a sovereignty, we've got royal family, and you own a piece of the Queen's land or the King's land. Yeah. But other than that what's Maggie's? It's a shop. Other than that, it's a con. It's an absolute scam. Another scam. Yeah, to fear us, get us on the property ladder. If nobody could afford houses, why is the property industry one of the biggest industries in the UK? Makes no sense at all. Listen, like, subscribe, guys. See you in a bit. Bye.